I didn't bring the lemon sheet cake to start a war. I brought it because it's my son's 25th, and because I still believed kindness could fix toxic. I'm Thomas Reed, Dublin, Ohio. My backyard, my mortgage, my grill. My rules, or so I thought. Through the patio door, I hear Aiden laugh with Kyle and Trevor, that sloppy, performative laugh narcissists use to audition an audience. Brianna's on a lounger, thumbs detonating texts like a metronome. The Bluetooth speaker hums. The beer's mine. The burgers are mine. The roof is mine. Then I hear it. Aiden muffled, outside. Honestly, best birthday gift. If Dad would just disappear. The cake tilts in my hands. My chest goes cold. It isn't a joke. It's gaslighting with confetti. Pretend I'm controlling while he lives off my bank accounts. Kyle, dude, he'll bankroll you forever. That man breathes spreadsheets. Trevor. Parents are walking ATMs. Take the win. Brianna, without looking up. Boundaries, Thomas. Let Aiden live. There it is, the word boundaries twisted into a weapon. I taught Aiden that word in therapy when his mother died. Now it's pointed at me. I pocket my phone, open the text thread, Aiden, budget, where rent reminders die unread. Last message from me, March 1. Utilities are not optional. His reply, you chose to be generous, don't make it my problem. Screenshot saved. Written evidence. I step onto the flagstone. Smoke. Laughter. That thin film of disrespect you can taste. Me, steady. Aiden. We talk. Now. Aiden grinning to his crowd. Guys, watch this. Dad's about to lecture about responsibility. He's rehearsed this moment. The audience, the humiliation, the punchlines. It's what enablers do, clap for the worst version of you. Me. You said your best gift is me disappearing. Aiden shrug, if the shoe fits. Kyle. Heard that. Cheers. Me. On my property. With my money. Using my electricity. Tell me how that's independence. Aiden. You chose to pay, that's on you. Don't flip it like I owe you. Parent's parent. She's min. Classic gaslighting. Erase the ledger. Call dependence freedom. Label accountability. Control. I set the cake on the patio table. I click the speaker off. Silence drops like a gavel. Me projecting. Party's over. Everybody off my property. Now. Trevor. Laugh some. Bro, you can't cancel someone's birthday. Not how community works. Brianna. This is embarrassing, Thomas. You need help. Therapy help. Me. Already have one. He calls this enabling. It ends tonight. Aiden steps into my space, beer in hand. That look, are you really going to pick this fight? Aiden, you want to play petty tyrant? Fine. Newsflash. Grandma left me the house in the will. Don't get comfortable. Another weight in the 15 to and being to have dissolve. VO, flat. That's a lie. I've seen the will last updated before she got sick. He's bluffing with a funeral. I pull my phone. Me, group text, read it. Me, reminder. Grandma's will dated 5/12 split to her charity. And Aunt Joe. No real property to Aiden. PDF on file. Aunt Joe, confirmed. Don't weaponize mom's estate. Estate attorney CC'd. Correct. Any new doc would be invalid. Please stop misrepresenting. Written evidence on record. His face flickers, then hardens. Aiden. Whatever. I still live here. Me. By permission, not by right. I lift the patio mic, feed it my voice. Me. Into mic. You have 5 minutes to leave. After that, refusal becomes trespass. This is not a debate. Kyle. You'll call the cops on your own kid? Me. I'll call the law on trespassers. Kid. Adult. Stranger. Same statute. I'm not the narcissist. I'm the deed holder. The man who's done the dishes and paid the property taxes and emptied the grief out of a house so a boy could grow into it. He didn't. Brianna stands, grabs a champagne flute, brings the room to order like a wedding MC with a grudge. Brianna aloud. Thomas, if you need control, say that. Aiden needs space. Boundaries, remember? Me. Boundaries cut both ways. Mine. No smears, no lies about the will, no freeloading on my bank accounts. Tonight you crossed all three. Aiden smirks. Aiden. Then disappear, like I said. Door's right there. There's the line. Not whispered, Not mistaken blatant. The last straw, clean and simple. I raise the mic again. Me, calm. Timer's at 3 minutes. His phone dings. He shows Kyle, laughing. Screen, Aiden, email. Subject, pre-approval home equity line of credit. Body from some broker. Aiden, we still need the primary owner's consent. Without your father's signature, the HELOC can't proceed. There it is, the smoking gun. He tried to pry open a HELOC against my house behind my back. Not a slip. A plan. I screenshot the email. Cloud save. Tag. Evidence. HELOC. Me into Mike. 2 minutes. On the Reddit. Things them. Aiden. I'll stand right here. You won't do it. Me. Watch me. I walk inside. Dial. Me quiet. To dispatcher. Dublin PD. Criminal trespass in progress at my address. Owner requesting assistance. I have documentation. Back outside. The air feels different. Everyone knows the difference between bluster and procedure. They can smell the second one coming. Me to the crowd. Take your drinks, not my patience. Exit now. Kyle, muttering. Power trip. Me. Power bill. I wish you'd disappear. Message received. But disappearing doesn't mean surrender. It means strategy. I set the cake lid back on. I text one person not in the backyard. Maya Patel. Esquire. Text to Maya. Client emergency. Possible attempted HELOC fraud by adult child. Need a consult on civil standby, lock change protocol, and a rapid sale. Also logging evidence will misrep and trespass tonight. 3 dots. Then the reply. Maya. I'm awake. Start a folder. Title it. Boundaries. I look at Aiden one last time, 25. Handsome, hollowed out by applause he didn't earn. The red-blue reflection appears on my stainless grill. Somewhere, a neighbor's Ring camera blinks. The audience he wanted just changed uniforms. Me into Mike. Final. Time. The timer hits 0. I don't raise my voice, I raise the paper. I lay 3 things on the patio table like cards in a lawsuit. Copy of my deed. Franklin County Recorder stamp. Latest property tax statement paid. Printed screenshot of Aiden's HELOC pre-approval email. Me. Into Mike. Even. Owner. Taxes. Attempted lien. This is not control. This is custody of reality. Aiden snorts. You gonna wallpaper the backyard with PDFs? He thinks this is theater. It's procedure. Sirens are for TV. Suburbs run on silence. But when the Dublin cruiser noses the curb, the entire party exhales like a punctured tire. 2 officers step through the side gate, Officer Kelly and Officer Barnes, hands open. Posture calm. Competence radiating like a porch light. Officer Kelly. Who's the property owner? Me. Thomas Reed, documents on the table. I called. Officer Barnes glances at papers. Copy of deed, tax ID, thank you, sir. Aiden to the crowd. Everyone relax. They can't arrest you for standing in a backyard. Officer Kelly, firm, neutral. No one's being arrested yet. We're confirming a trespass complaint. When a legal owner withdraws consent, remaining on the property becomes criminal trespass under Ohio law. The room shifts. The brave ones suddenly remembered dentist appointments. Me to officers. I instructed them to leave 5 minutes ago, over the PA. Officer Barnes, did you give a clear directive? Me. Twice. I have ring audio and the mic feed. Officer Barnes. Good. That's written and recorded evidence. Kelly addresses the group. Folks, you need to leave this private property now. Take your belongings. If you refuse, we'll document identities and proceed accordingly. Kyle to Aiden, hissing. Let's bounce, man. Aiden. Louder. Stay. It's my home. Me to Aiden. It's my house. You live here by permission. That permission is withdrawn. Brianna, rolling eyes. Thomas, this is toxic. You're humiliating him. Try compassion. Me. Compassion isn't subsidizing a HELOC he tried to open without consent. I hold up the printed email. Officer Barnes scans it. Officer Barnes, this came from a lender? Me. Yes. And note the line. We still need the primary owner's consent. He knows he's not the primary. He acts like he is. Officer Kelly, to Aiden. Sir, you've been asked to leave. Do you intend to comply? Aiden. I live here. Officer Kelly, that's not the question I asked. I see it a flicker of panic beneath the swagger. He's looking for an enabler. Tonight there aren't any. Officer Barnes, to me, low. If you want a civil standby to change locks later, we can schedule. For now, do you want to trespass your son? Me. I want the law respected. If he refuses, do what the statute requires. Kelly. Projects. Last chance. Everyone who isn't Thomas Reed leaves now. The backyard breaks. Shoulders dip. Sandals scrape flagstone. Plastic cups clack. Half the guests stream toward the side gate. Faces turned away like they're leaving church early. A nucleus stays. Aiden, Kyle, Trevor, Brianna. Loyalty or denial? I can't tell. Aiden, to me, venom. You want to be the narcissist? Fine. You win. Here's your empty patio, King. Me. I don't want a throne. I want boundaries. Officer Kelly. Sir, step onto the sidewalk or you will be detained. Aiden plants feet. No. The shortest word in English can be the stupidest. Officer Barnes, to Kyle and Trevor. Gentlemen, Kyle, hands up. We're gone. You can dead of then. Trevor. We out. They evaporate. Brianna lingers, like she's auditioning for a righteous monologue. Brianna, to me. You're breaking a family. Me. No, I'm just refusing to finance its breakdown. Officer Kelly, to Aiden. Turn around. Hands behind your back. Aiden. You can't. Kelly. I just did. The click is surgical, not theatrical. A simple hinge of consequence closing years late. Aiden. Dad. Say something. Me. I did. Multiple times. In English, in texts, in invoices, you called it control. A judge will call it documentation. Officer Barnes recites, you're being detained on suspicion of criminal trespass and failure to comply. You'll be transported, identified, and processed. Brianna, to Kelly. He lives here. He receives mail. Officer Kelly. Mail doesn't trump ownership, ma'am. They guide him past the grill, past the Bluetooth speaker, past the cake nobody tasted. The patrol car door opens. Kelly tilts his head in. That small courtesy they give everyone, saint or fool. Aiden, over shoulder. I'll never forgive you. Me. Then don't. Forgiveness isn't a contract I owe you. The door closes. Metal on metal. A sentence without words. Officer Barnes returns the documents. Mr. Reed. Do you want a case number? Me. Yes. He reads it out. I type it into a fresh note named boundaries, log, timestamps, names, badge numbers, paper beats, performance. Officer Kelly. For your safety, consider a no-trespass notice filed in writing. If he returns without consent, the next steps are cleaner. Me. Agreed. Officer Barnes. We can arrange a civil standby if you plan to change locks. Reduces drama. Me. Tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. They leave with the last of my audience. The backyard exhales. The night reboots. I pick up the cake, peel back the lid, and cut myself a neat, ridiculous square. It tastes like sugar and closure. Phone buzz. Maya Patel again. Maya, text. Saw the case number. Good. Start a shared drive. Folders. 1. Deed. 2. Taxes. 3. Utilities. 4. HELOC. 5. Texts. 6. Audio. 7. Ring. Invite me. Me. Done in 10. Maya. We'll get a no-trespass affidavit on file. Also, don't announce lock change. Just do it with standby. Less escalation. I open my laptop at the patio table, because why not finish this chapter where it started? The Ring app coughs up the mic feed. I export both my PA warnings. I upload the 911 call acknowledgement. I drop in the deed and tax scans. I convert Aiden's email to PDF, divided by A, because judges like boring formats. Pain isn't power. Paper is. Another buzz. Aunt Joe on the family thread. Aunt Joe, text. Proud of you for enforcing boundaries. Call me if you need my statement re. The will. Me. Please email a signed memo. Date it. Keep it factual. Aunt Joe. Already sent. Subject. Estate clarification. No real property to Aiden. Across the fence, a neighbor's porch light blinks twice our old signal for You okay? I raise a hand. I am now. I rinse the plate, wipe the table, coil the string lights like a retired lasso. Inside, I set 2 envelopes by the door. One to my bank, remove Aiden's card access. One to insurance, restrict driver list, revoke his coverage. Tabs close, loops tie, Slack disappears. Was I enabling? Absolutely. That word stings because it's true. But guilt is just a broken compass if you keep following it after it spins. The front camera pings. The patrol car glides away, tail lights dwindling like an argument that finally ran out of air. I lock the door. Tomorrow, civil standby, new locks, and a meeting with Maya. After that, silence he can't spend, and space he can't call his. VO soft, final beat. He asked me to disappear. I won't vanish. I'll withdraw money, access, attention. In America, that's how you end a toxic contract. No one signed but everyone enforced. Fade on the backyard, quiet, lawful, mine. Midnight in a clean, guilty house. The backyard is finally quiet. The browser tabs aren't. I open a fresh spreadsheet named Coast of Enabling XLSX and type like I'm filing an autopsy. Market rent, Dublin, 08. $1,650 divided by month. Utilities, average 12 mo, $310. Food he borrows, $280. Insurance I'm carrying for him, $165. Phone line on my plan, $55. Car repairs I paid last year, $1,140. Emergencies that were DoorDash, $1,020. Total, $3,600 a month, $43,200 a year to sponsor contempt. That number hits harder than the handcuffs. I flag transactions in my bank accounts. Same pattern. Sunday night Venmo to Kyle P. Gas. Amazon charges for studio lights. Apple Pay at 111 a.m. A month of temporary overdraft protection I never approved. Me typing a note in boundaries log. Pattern. Financial bleed aided by enablers. Language used to justify. You chose to be generous. Gaslighting turned my no into a character flaw. I open my bathroom cabinet. Razor. Aspirin. An index card from my therapist, Dr. Hernandez. Boundaries are not walls, they are gates with guards, namely, you. I stick it to the mirror with blue painter's tape. Me quiet. To my reflection. Was I enabling their toxic behavior all this time by being too nice? It's time to stop feeling guilty and start fighting back. My face is older than I expected. Not from years from explaining. I was trying to out-argue a feeling that if I didn't fund him, I was a bad father. That's the narcissist's favorite spell, convince you love equals access. Back to the desk. Click. New email to Maya Patel. Subject. Documentation packet. Read versus reality. Attachments. Deed. PDF. Taxes. 2024. PDF. Will. Statement. Aunt Joe. PDF. HELOC. Pre-approval. PDF. Ring. Audio. 1. MP. 3. 911. AC. PDF. Photos _ party.jpg. Body. Timeline attached. Request next steps. 1. No trespass. Notice. Written. 2. Civil standby. At 0900. 3. Draft notice revoking permission to occupy. 4. Strategy to sell quickly. Cash divided by no contingencies. T. Her reply lands in under 5 minutes. Timestamp 12:41 a.m. Maya. Good packet. Add. A. Credit Bureau fraud alert. Experian divided by Equifax. Divided by TransUnion. Re. Any attempt to open HELOC. B. Remove him as authorized user on every account. Insurer rider to exclude him as driver. D. Change Wi-Fi and garage codes. I'll draft the no trespass affidavit by morning. Procedure over performance. I file fraud alerts. Experian. Equifax. TransUnion. I request new cards. I revoke the gas card. I change the router SSID from read home to gates. Have. Guards. Petty? Maybe. Accurate? Definitely. His bedroom door is half closed. I stand there a second, then open it. No snooping. Inventory. On the desk, a stack of unopened mail, 2 final notice parking tickets, and a manila folder labeled adulting with exactly nothing inside. On the dresser, a spare key fob I never issued. I photograph everything, toss the fob in a Ziploc, write unauthorized access device with a Sharpie. Phone buzz text from Aiden at 12:58 a.m. Aiden, you had me arrested on my birthday. You're sick. Me, I enforce the law on my property. Aiden, I'll sue. Grandma left me the house. Me, false. See attached. Will, statement. Aunt Joe, PDF. Aiden, you manipulated her. Me, projection. Stop. All communications now in writing only. Counsel CC'd. Eyes. I forward the thread to Maya with the subject, preserve. Threat plus misrepresentation. She pings back a thumbs up and an attachment. Read. No trespass. Template. Docs. Language like rebar plain, strong, holds the poor. I, Thomas Reed, the sole titled owner of address, hereby revoke and deny permission to Aiden Reed to enter or occupy the property effective immediately. Any entry absent express written consent constitutes criminal trespass under Ohio law. Notice delivered via SMS and email to last known addresses, CC, counsel. I sign digitally. She countersigns as witness. PDF saved. Paper beats performance again. I sit on the edge of the bed that used to be his when he was 10 and still said please. A strip of moonlight crosses the carpet like a chalk line. I don't step over it. Every father wants to believe patience is love. Sometimes patience is just postponed boundaries. Printer hums. I slide the no trespass into an envelope, address it to his email and phone, and pin a physical copy on the inside of the garage door eye level. Impossible to claim he didn't know. I open notes and draft tomorrow's sequence like a job site schedule. 8. Email no trespass, plus text delivery screenshot. 8:30 change Wi-Fi, alarm master code, garage keypad. 9 civil standby arrival. Locksmith changes all exterior locks. 10 bank. Remove authorized user. Freeze duplicate debit. Close joint gas card. 11 call insurance. Exclude driver. Update umbrella policy. 11:30. Meet Maya. Discuss cash, divided by no contingencies. Sale. Disclosure packet. Showing protocol. PM photograph inventory. Box his items. Pickup storage unit lock. Certified letter with pickup window. 10 days. Document everything. No threats. No speeches. Logistics. The opposite of toxic is not nice. The opposite of toxic is clear. I scroll the family thread. Aunt Joe has emailed a signed, dated memo, to whom it may concern. As co-executor, I confirm the decedent left no real property to Aiden Reed. The will divides between Charity and myself. The residence listed is Thomas Reed's separate property, Joanne Ellis. It lands in my inbox like a level fines, plumb, steady, simple, true. Mirror again. Same eyes, less fog. I speak to the only jury that matters at 1:30 a.m. Me, out loud. You're not a bad father for refusing to fund your adult child's narcissism. You're not cruel for insisting on boundaries. You're done being the enabler. I shut down the laptop. I place the printed case number under a magnet on the fridge, next to Noah's old crayon sun from first grade that I never took down. Sunlight will be here in 5 hours. So will the squad car. Tonight, I didn't win a fight. I ended a contract unwritten, unlimited, unsustainable. Tomorrow, I'll change the locks. After that, I might change the life that signed those checks. The house creaks the way Ohio houses do when they forgive you for finally telling the truth. Morning makes everything look reasonable, even the kind of night that ends a family contract. 8. I email the no trespass notice to Aiden, text him the PDF, and screenshot the delivered. A printed copy waits on the garage door at eye level. Paper beats performance. 8:57. A Dublin PD civil standby rolls up, same calm cadence as last night. Officer Kelly again, with a different partner, Sergeant Monroe. The locksmith van noses the curb right behind them. Officer Kelly, cordial. Mr. Reed, we'll stand by while your locksmith changes exterior locks. If anyone shows, we keep it peaceful. I show them the case number, the no trespass, and my deed. No speeches. Procedure. The locksmith lifts a tidy tray of cylinders like a surgeon. Click slide set. Front, side, garage service door. I change the garage keypad. Then the alarm master code. Wi-Fi SSID flips to gates. Have, guards. Petty, accurate. Sergeant Monroe. You'll want a written work order with serials on the cylinders. Helps if he disputes notice later. Me. Already asked. Locksmith, hands invoice. Model numbers and timestamps are on the bottom. The patrol car idles until the last key is tested. I sign, thank them, and walk straight to my laptop. Maya Patel is 10 minutes out. 10, 2. Maya arrives in a navy blazer that reads court even in a kitchen. She puts a slim engagement letter on the island and a legal pad next to it. Maya crisp, humane. Conflict check cleared. Scope. 1. Memorialize your boundaries in writing. 2. Insulate you from further gaslighting. 3. Move the asset cleanly if you decide to sell. Rate is here. We'll keep time lean. Initial next to each service. I sign. She doesn't small talk. Maya, opening salvo. Documents. I push the stack. Deed, taxes, Aunt Joe's memo the will, ring audio. 911 acknowledgement. No trespass proof of delivery. And that HELOC pre-approval email printout like a smoking. PDF. She scans in a rhythm that sounds like a metronome for my nervous system. Maya. Good record. From this point, no verbal contact. Everything in writing, CC counsel. You are not cold. You are clear. To enter of this, she writes the word clear in block letters. It lands like a new hinge on an old door. Maya. Step 1. We file a no trespass affidavit with the department. Attach your notice. The civil standby log. Last night's case number. Step 2. Serve a revocation of permission to occupy by email and certified mail. Step 3. Remove him as an authorized user on every bank account and card. Step 4. Insurance rider to exclude him as a driver. Step 5. If your goal is peace, we explore cash divided by no contingencies sale with as-is language and tight escrow. Me. Goal is peace, and ending the subsidy. She flips to a fresh page. Maya. Ohio's trespass statute is your friend. We don't need to recite chapter and verse to make it work. More importantly, your paper trail shows a clean timeline. Ask warn document in force. Judges like boring. My phone vibrates on cue. Aiden again. You change the locks. Illegal. Me. Notice was served. Access revoked. No trespass on file. Aiden. I'll take you for everything. Emotional damage. Me. Further communication in writing to counsel. I forward the thread to Maya. Maya, without looking up. He's trying to bait you into toxic escalation. You will not star in his screenplay. You'll file exhibits in mine. I reblag. She underlines exhibits twice, then points at the laptop. Maya. Open a folder. 7. Communications. Drag every text and email. Label with timestamps. PDFs. Not screenshots if you can. Chain of custody matters. We move down the list like a checklist for a controlled demolition. Banks. Remove him as authorized user. Close the duplicate debit. Kill the gas card. Insurer. Exclude driver. Umbrella updated. Utilities and Wi-Fi. New passwords. Security questions changed. Cloud. 2FA on. Recovery emails audited. Garage remotes. Repaired. The spare fob bagged with the Sharpie label. Unauthorized access device. Every click is a small hinge closing. The big door moves. Maya. Now strategy. If we list, we don't host a parade. We go quiet. Pre-qualified buyers. Preference for cash. Short inspection window. No appraisal contingency. We stage lightly. The fewer people know, the fewer people show. Me. I don't need top dollar, I need clean. Maya. Then we engineer clean. Your word. Boundaries. Mine. Conditions precedent. She taps the will memo from Aunt Joe. Maya. He lied about inheritance. That's gaslighting with funerals. We'll staple this memo to our file and be done with it. She pulls up a template. Maya reads as she types. Notice of revocation of permission and demand to cease entry. Any attempt to enter, to remove property, or to interfere with quiet enjoyment will be met with immediate law enforcement response. Future pickups, if allowed, will be by appointment with police presence, photographed and logged. It sounds harsh until you've paid the bill. Then it sounds like oxygen. Maya. Softer. I'm not here to set fire to a son. I'm here to keep you from burning with him. People call that cold. I call it non-participation in harm. Me, exhale. What about the HELOC, Maya? I've already placed fraud alerts with the bureaus, but will also send a letter to that lender's compliance inbox. Subject. Unauthorized. HELOC attempt. Include the line where they admit needing the primary owner's consent. That sentence is our little neon sign. She slides her business card next to my coffee mug. Maya. If he shows with enablers, call me. If he shows alone, call 911. Either way, you don't narrate, you document. She stands, scans the house the way an engineer studies a bridge. Stress points, load paths, failure modes. Maya. One last thing, change your internal script. You didn't evict your son. You ended unlimited access to your labor. Words matter, especially the ones you say to yourself. When she leaves, the kitchen feels taller, not safer, structured. The difference is everything. I place her card under the magnet beside the case number, then open our shared drive. A new folder appears I didn't make. 0, read, ME, first. Inside, a single document from Maya. Boundaries, protocol, MD. All contact in writing. No entry without written consent. Police for violations, not arguments. Civil standby for transitions. Consider sale. Cash divided by no contingencies. Your job. Document. Don't debate. The bluster is gone. The blueprint remains. For the first time in years, I'm not improvising a family. I'm building a life. By noon, I think I've closed every door worth closing. Then, Maya calls with a voice that means open one more. Maya, phone, brisk. Compliance, replied. The lender coughed up an audit trail. I put her on speaker and opened the shared drive. New folder. 8. HELOC. Evidence. Inside. Email thread. DocuSign certificate of completion. Access logs. IP. Plus device. Loan officer notes. Maya. Read the certificate. That's the spine. I open it. Plain black text. Devastatingly boring, the kind judges love. DocuSign certificate of completion. Envelope ID. 74F9. Sent. 7:14 p.m. April 8. Subject. Home equity line disclosure. Consent to e-sign. Recipient 1. Aiden Reed viewed. 7:20. 1 p.m. Vertical bar. Signed. 7:23 p.m. Recipient 2. Thomas Reed, primary owner, declined. No consent on file. IP addresses, Aiden, 73.41.118, mobile vertical bar. Attempted access is Thomas, 192, 168.0.14 says. Reed, home. He tried to simulate me on my own Wi-Fi. Not forgery, impersonation attempt blocked by the second factor he didn't have. Maya. Also check the loan officer's CRM note at 7:40 p.m. the same night. LO note, internal. Spoke W divided by Aiden. Advised primary owner must consent. Aiden stated, I manage the household. My dad is difficult. I'll handle signatures when he's out. Scheduled desktop appraisal for Friday. 10 a.m. Owner availability assumed. Friday at 10. I wasn't out. I was on a Teams call across town. He scheduled an appraisal over me. Maya, there's more. Check calendar, family shared. I tap open my Google Calendar. A ghost event appears when I change the toggle for family muted gray. Easy to miss. Event. Home appraisal. 30 minutes. When? Free 10:30 a.m. Guests. Aiden, organizer. Household. A group he made. Me added, silently. Description. Need to get this done before the old man flips. Sneaky. He hid it in a shared calendar we stopped using 2 years ago. A digital crawl space for a bad idea. Me, text to Maya. Found it. Screenshots added. Maya. Good. Save the original as X2. Metadata matters. The lender's compliance email pings again. Compliance. We have placed an internal flag on the address. No HELOC or credit product may proceed without wet signature from Thomas Reed, with ID verified in person. We've notified the loan officer and canceled the appraisal. The refinance ghost exercised. But the house has other hauntings. My USPS informed delivery shows a grayscale preview for tomorrow. Change of address confirmation. Not for me. I log into USPS.com. Under pending moves, there's an attempt. Aiden Reed new address, blank. He started a forward and never finished, which still triggers a form letter to my mailbox. Me text to Maya. Attempted change of address. Maya. Screenshot. File under 9 mail. Will send a cease and desist to USPS MRC for fraud prevention. And the building rattered in the body. Phone buzz. New email from HOA. Subject. Architectural request received. Garage conversion draft. Body. We received preliminary sketches from household manager A. Reed, proposing a garage studio with separate entrance. Please confirm the titled owner is aware. A studio. With separate entrance. A permanent enabler, built in 2 times 4 seconds. I call HOA. Me. Owner here. Deny the request. It was unauthorized. HOA. Will log your denial and lock the file. Thank you for prompt response. The pattern is no longer a pattern. It's a project scope creep on my life. Maya arrives back, drops a thin folder. Let's put a bow on this mid-story twist. And decree filled in the con. She flips to a template titled Notice of Unauthorized Actions and Demand to Cease, and reads as she edits. Maya dictating. To Aiden Reed. You initiated an unauthorized HELOC. Lender flagged address. No product may proceed without in-person ID and wet signature from the titled owner. You scheduled an appraisal by misrepresenting owner availability. You attempted a change of address without owner consent. You submitted an HOA architectural pre-request under household manager. These actions constitute attempts to interfere with titled property and mail. Cease immediately. Future attempts will be referred to law enforcement and, if necessary, civil court. All communications must be in writing. Thomas Reed. By counsel. She prints. I sign. She notarizes. We send certified an email. The sound of the laser printer is the sound of a spine growing back. Maya, gentler. You're not wrong to be angry. But anger doesn't win. Administration wins. You're doing it. My phone vibrates a message from Brianna this time. Your narcissist control is ruining Aiden's life. He is grieving. He needs space. Me. He has space. Outside my deed. Brianna. We'll go public. You'll look like a monster on Facebook. Me. If you post, include this. Aiden attempted an unauthorized HELOC and HOA submission. Evidence available upon request. 9. She types a storm, then stops. Enablers don't like receipts. Maya, watching my face. Want the second half of your twist, now or later? Me. There's a second half. She slides over an email. Subject line. Personal. Maya. Soft. I didn't take this for billable hours. My mother lost her house to a temporary refinance. She never approved, pushed by a boyfriend who called her toxic when she resisted. I built my practice on ruining that trick. So yes, I'm efficient. But this one is also familiar. It lands not like pity, but like competence with a reason. The kind that doesn't leave halfway through a fire. Me. Then let's finish clean. Maya, back to steel. We will. Here's the listing strategy, if you choose it. She draws a simple flow. Prepare seller packet disclosures, lead paint, utilities history, target buyers, cash heavy, move-in ready, pre-verified, terms, no contingencies, 7-day escrow, as is, buyer pays title, security, private showings, proof of funds required, no yard sign, coordination. If a pickup of Aiden's belongings is ever allowed, it's police scheduled, photographed, and signed with chain of custody. I nod. It isn't revenge. It's relief. Engineered. Afternoon light smears across the hardwood the way it does in Ohio when spring pretends to be summer. A chime from the shared drive, HOA denial PDF saved. Another chime, USPS fraud alert confirmation. The house feels organized. Strangers might call it cold. I call it quiet. Phone unknown number. This is Liam Ward from, the bank. We've closed the file. Just to be clear, no one at this address will be contacted again without Thomas Reed present with ID. Me. Appreciated. Aiden's phone finally lights up my screen. Text, Aiden, 2:41 p.m. You embarrassed me with the cops. You embarrassed me with the bank. You're trying to control me forever. Me. No. I'm refusing to be controlled by your dependents. Different thing. Aiden. I hate you. Me. Hate is free. So is freedom. Both are outside my house. Things of roof. There's no dopamine in that send button. Just distance. Maya packing her pad. 2 final items. 1, file a credit. Freeze you already did alerts, but freezes stop the quick and dirty attempts. 2. Call your estate attorney to update your will and beneficiary designations today. You can love your son and still not make him your executor. I dial Rosen and Clark, estate. Appointment. Friday, 3 p.m. Update the will. Remove Aiden as beneficiary on non-probate assets. Add letter of intent about no loans, no cosigns. The paralegals got it. Sounds like the click of a seatbelt before takeoff. We stand at the threshold together, me and Maya, looking at a house that just passed its own inspection. Maya, you have boundaries now. Next, we build options. The refinance ghost is gone. The appraisal that never happened sits cancelled in a calendar I'm deleting after I export the X because ghosts don't like paper. And I'm done living with them. By late afternoon, the house stops feeling like a home and starts behaving like an asset. That's not cold. That's clarity. 3:10 p.m. I call Mara Jensen, a Columbus agent Maya trusts for private cash deals. No yard signs, no gossip mill. Mara, on speaker. Pocket listing only. I'll vet buyers before they breathe on your hardwood. Proof of funds up front. Escrow at Midwest Title. 7-day close, no contingencies. As is, buyer pays title and transfer. You comfortable with 5% earnest money wired within 24 hours of acceptance? Me. Yes. Add no appraisal and a 48-hour inspection window capped at nuisance items. I'm not fixing nostalgia. We build a seller packet like a clean dossier. Residential property disclosure. Ohio. Lead-based paint disclosure. House is post, 78, but we check the box anyway. HOA status letter in hand, utility history, taxes, deed, title prelim, and a simple net sheet. Mara photographs quietly angles that say honest, not staged. She schedules 2 private showings for tomorrow night with buyers who can close without lender approval. Mara. You don't need top dollar. You need no drama. I sell no drama. I like people who sell nouns. 4 p.m. I open a fresh doc titled, Postcard, 40 text T. I don't overthink. I write the sentence that refuses to apologize. You said you wanted me gone. I'm granting your wish. The house is being sold. I'm traveling and unreachable. You now have the independence you demanded, Thomas. 40 words. Every one a hinge. I upload it to the shared drive. Maya reacts with a single checkmark. Paper beats performance. 4:30 p.m. Dr. Hernandez answers on the first ring. I booked a telehealth slot the moment I tasted the word closure in cake frosting. Dr. Hernandez. What's the feeling under the relief? Me. Guilt's trying to sneak back with a fake mustache. Dr. Hernandez smiles. Name its costume. Me. If you sell the house, you're a heartless father. Dr. Hernandez. Reframe. If you keep financing toxic behavior, you're an enabler. Boundaries are love with structure. Say the line. Me. I am not ending a relationship. I am ending unlimited access to my labor. Dr. Hernandez. Good. Write it on a card. Put it by the door you're about to lock. Session notes emailed. I print the sentence and tape it next to Maya's protocol on the fridge. Blue painter's tape makes temporary things feel official. 5:20 p.m. Email from Midwest Title. Subject. Seller opening package. Read. Body. Please complete wire instructions outgoing, W9, and sign the affidavit of non-foreign status. Provide ID for remote online notarization, RON. I complete the W9, confirm my bank's incoming wire limit, and add the title company as a trusted recipient. Callback required before any funds move. I text Maya. Me. Wire fraud protocol on. Maya. No routing numbers by email. Phone verify every instruction. Title calls you at closing. You call them back on a number you source, not one they send. We aren't just selling a house. We're refusing to buy a nightmare. 6 p.m. I create inventory. XLSX, room by room. I log Aiden's belongings with photos: guitar, PC tower, box labeled college, 2 crates of shoes, a safe that's mostly air. I seal boxes with tamper tape, tag each with chain of custody stickers. Date, time, location. A certified letter template waits in my drafts. Items boxed and stored at Safekeep Storage, Unit 214. Pickup window, 10 days. Police standby required. Appointment via council. Failure to retrieve equals storage donated divided by disposed per statute. It's not vengeance, it's administration. 6:40 p.m. Mara pings. Buyer 1. Cash closing record. 6 days. Proof of funds attached. Buyer 2. LLC with clean history. Cash on hand. Both accept as is and no appraisal. I'll stack showings, 6 to 30 and 7 to 30 p.m. tomorrow. Keep the lights warm. Remove personal photos. I pull the last family frame and slide it into a banker's box. The wall looks honest without us. Phone buzz. Aiden again. Aiden, you're selling our house? I'll contest. Me. It's my house. See deed. PDF. All communication through council. Me. Aiden, you're abandoning family. Me. I'm abandoning enabling. I forward the thread to Maya and close the messages app like I'm sealing a vault. 7:10 p.m. I change the garage keypad one more time and drop the old code in the shredder. The bag labeled UN authorized access device goes into a safe deposit bag for Midwest title to witness before closing. Chain of custody isn't paranoia, it's punctuation. 7:45 p.m. Mara sends a 2-page offer template for me to pre-approve. Purchase price. Per ask. Earnest money. 5% wired within 24 hours. Inspection. 48 hours. Informational. Cap $1,000 or walk. Appraisal. Waived. Financing. None. All cash. Title divided by escrow. Buyer pays title policy. Midwest title as escrow. Close. 7 calendar days. Possession. At funding. Disclosures. Seller provided. No credit for sentimental value. Communication. In writing only. I initial each line like I'm signing a peace treaty with my future self. 8:20 p.m. The house glows in that Midwestern evening, way windows warm, lawn neat, air smelling like early summer. I stand in the doorway, that sentence from therapy looking back at me. Me quiet, to the frame where a photo used to be. You asked me to disappear. I won't vanish. I'll withdraw, and I'll do it with receipts. I place the postcard in an envelope with Aiden's name. It will wait with the boxes, sealed, undeniable. 40 words long. 9:02 p.m. I text Maya and Mara one line. Me. Tomorrow we trade drama for diligence. 3 dots from each. 2 check marks. No confetti. The plan is simple. Show, sign, escrow, close. A house becomes liquid. A life becomes solid. And the part of me that thought love meant paying every bill learns a new definition. Love means boundaries that outlast the noise. 7 days pass like paperwork, quiet, final, time-stamped. Showings, 2. Offers, 2. We take buyer 1 full cash, earnest wired in 4 hours. Midwest title opens escrow. We sign by Ron, remote online notarization. I phone verify every wire instruction from a number I found on the title company's public site. Not the email footer. Funds clear in 7 calendar days. Deed recorded Franklin County Recorder Index shows my parcel with a new line. Ramirez, Carlos, and Maria. The weight slides off the joists. Aiden? Arraignment. 10 days, county time, criminal trespass plus failure to comply. Judge was brisk. The transcript reads like a weather report. Facts only. Release day, 9 a.m. I take a guest room at my neighbor Frank's place with a view of my former driveway. The morning is Ohio. Bright, clean light that makes even hard choices look honest. 9:17 a.m. Aiden turns the corner, jail plastic sack in one hand. The look of someone who's memorized how stories used to end. He taps the garage remote. The door does nothing. He tries the keypad. Beep. Denied. Aiden calling out, "Dad?" That word is the right one and it still doesn't unlock anything. The front door opens. Maria Ramirez, kind face, cautious smile. 2 kids dart around with the velocity of new beginnings. Carlos is unloading a love seat off a rental truck. Maria, "Can we help you?" Aiden stunned. I live here. Carlos, polite, firm. Not anymore. We closed Thursday. I can show you the deed if you like. Aiden laughs the way a fuse laughs. Aiden. He can't sell my house. I get mail here. Maria, glancing to a side table. You have something. She picks up a small white postcard on the entry table, 40 words printed. My name at the bottom. She steps outside and hands it to him like a delicate instrument. He reads. Eyes track. Breath stutters. You said you wanted me gone. I'm granting your wish. The house is being sold. I'm traveling and unreachable. You now have the independence you demanded. Thomas. Aiden. To no one. No. You can't just. Carlos. We have title insurance and possession. If you need to pick up belongings, the previous owner left a certified letter with instructions. Police standby required. Times are printed. Maria's voice is kind because she doesn't know the old script. Kindness is easier when you step in after the fire. Aiden, this is illegal. I'll sue all of you. Carlos, calm. Then you can talk to your lawyer. Today, please step off our porch. He doesn't move. Conflict is an old habit. Maria checks the printed letter again. Maria, there's a phone number for Maya Patel, the attorney. She dials on speaker. Maya phone, composed. Patel. Maria. Hi, Miss Patel. The young man is here. Maya. Aiden, per the no trespass notice and recorded deed, you may not enter. If you need personal property, reply to the certified letter to schedule a police standby. Do not linger. The owners can and will call Dublin PD. Aiden. You're all monsters. He's a narcissist. Maya. He's a former owner. You're on private property. This call is recorded. He stares into the house that used to translate his demands into groceries and Wi-Fi and zeros. He sees the couch he never moved, the room he never cleaned, the air he always assumed was free. Aiden to the new owners. Smaller. Is there a note? From him? Maria. Only the postcard. And a box labeled Aiden. To pick up at the storage unit. The letter has the address. He folds the card like a treaty he hates and can't change. The kid's laughter breezes past him. He takes one step back, then another, until he's at the sidewalk where ownership becomes easement. Voem. Across the hedge, Frank pretends to prune a bush that doesn't need pruning. I'm behind his upstairs window, not hiding, withdrawing. Distance isn't cruelty. It's the only thing that finally worked. Phone buzz. Text from Maya to me. Ramirez called. He's leaving. I'll send them the case number for reassurance. You okay? Me. Yes, I will. Aiden lingers by the mailbox that used to be mine. He picks up the plastic sack. It splits, dumping a wallet, a charger, a folded court paper. He kneels, gathers, fails, gathers again. A moment that almost makes me open the window and break everything we fixed. Almost. He looks up at the window lines like they can vote. They don't. Paper already did. Aiden to the porch, soft. Tell him I'll schedule the pickup. Carlos. We'll be here. Police will too. Aiden turns away. The remote in his pocket presses against fabric and reality at the same time, a button that no longer belongs to anything. He walks down the street, shoulders pitched forward like he's bracing for weather that finally arrived. I text Mara. Funds received. Close file. She replies with a confetti emoji I don't deserve and don't need. I text Midwest title. Confirm wire received. Title. Confirmed. Congratulations, Mr. Reed. Frank knocks once and leaves a mug of coffee by the guest room door. We don't talk. In the Midwest, you sometimes just walk a hot drink over a cold fact. The county jail's stamped paper lies on the desk beside the recorded deed printout. 2 pages, 2 systems. Consequences and commerce. Both unromantic, both necessary. Phone buzz. Unknown number. I let it ring out. 30 seconds later, text. Aiden. Is the storage unit real or another mind game? Me. Real. Letter has the address and rules. 10-day window. Police standby required. Aiden. Do you hate me? Me. No, I hate enabling. Aiden. You disappeared. Me. I withdrew. 3 dots. Nothing. Then. Aiden. Whatever. Whatever used to be his shield. Now it's just weather. Down in the driveway, Carlos peels a blue painter's tape off a box and laughs with his wife about where the coffee grinder should live. The house is alive in a way it hasn't been in years, voices that say please and thank you and mean both. I slide the postcard draft file into an archive folder named Done. I leave boundaries, protocol, MD on my desktop. I don't need revenge. I needed relief with receipts. VO closing beat. Release at 9. Reality at 9:30. He wanted me gone. I'm gone from the part of his life where my money erased his choices. The garage door didn't open because gates have guards, and for once, I'm both. Ohio sunsets don't do nuance. They set the whole sky on fire and dare you to keep living small beneath it. 4:40 p.m. I'm halfway to downtown when Maya texts. 10 minutes? Call. I pull into a library lot, engine off, speaker on. Maya steady, lighter than usual. Title confirmed receipt. Ramirez family is squared away. You're clear. Me. Clear feels like a new room in my head. Maya, inhale then. Time for your second twist. Prologue. Silence that isn't empty, just wide enough for a truth. Maya. I said I built my practice on ruining a trick. My mother lost her house to a boyfriend's temporary refinance. He called her toxic for asking questions, gaslit her with love bombs, told her my signature is just paperwork. He forged a doc, sold the fantasy, then left. We were out by Christmas. The line snaps taut between us, two ends of the same rope. Me. How old were you? Maya. 14. I learned boundaries from a sheriff standing in a doorway. I learned paper beats performance from a legal aid clinic that couldn't save the house but saved my mother's credit and name. I don't do crusades. I do procedures that keep other girls from watching their mother pack a life into 12 boxes. Competence with a reason. That's rarer than kindness. Me. You discounted hours on the invoice. Maya smiles through the line. I invested in fewer ghosts. Call it selfish. We let that sit. Not grief. Alignment. Maya, business returning. 2 closing moves left. Estate and beneficiaries. It's not punishment. It's prevention. 2L2. Me, Rosen and Clark at 3 tomorrow. Updating the will, moving beneficiary designations, adding a letter of intent. No loans, no cosigns, no temporary anything. Maya. Good. Also file TOD transfer on death on your non-probate accounts if the custodians support it. Keep a copy outside the safe. People forget safes when they're busy surviving. We review the list like a pre-flight. 401k divided by IRA. Update beneficiaries. Remove Aiden. Add charity plus Aunt Joe if that's the lane. Brokerage divided by cash. TOD divided by POD forms, verified by phone. Life insurance. New primary divided by contingent. Confirm enforce letter. Healthcare POA. New agent, not Aiden. Witnesses not named in the doc. Durable POA. Narrow authority. Springing, not standing. Digital estate. Password manager emergency access set to Aunt Joe. Me. I'll bring ID and 2 blue pens so nobody has to hunt. Maya. You're starting to sound like me. It's a compliment in this universe. Maya softening again. Thomas. A reminder. You didn't abandon a son. You stopped subsidizing the part of him that refused to grow. If he ever asks for help that looks like responsibility, not access, you'll know. Until then, no speeches, just conditions. Me. Boundaries with hinges, not locks. Maya. Exactly. Gates have guards. They're not prison walls. They all lever. We hang up and the car fills with that clean, after-rain silence you get when a storm ran out of lies. Next day, 2:55 p.m. Rosen and Clark. Mahogany and file cabinets and the smell of copier toner. Evelyn Rosen shakes my hand like a verdict. Rosen. We'll keep this boring. Boring wins. We move through signatures like mile markers. Last will and testament specific bequests. Residual to charity. Executor not Aiden. Beneficiary change forms 401k. IRA. Brokerage phone verified with each custodian. POD on the high-yield savings. TOD on the brokerage. Healthcare POA agent. Aunt Joe. Durable POA springing. Powers limited. Letter of intent 1 page. Brutally plain. No co-signing. No loans. No use of my credit. Any request must be in writing and shall be answered by no, unless it meets the conditions of sober living, verifiable employment, and a budget he wrote and kept for 6 months. Ink becomes a boundary you don't have to say twice. Rosen, capping her pen. You understand he could thaw in 5 years. These papers don't freeze your heart. Me. They freeze my liability. Rosen, approves. You'll do fine. I leave with an estate binder that weighs less than enabling. 6:10 p.m. Eastbound I-70. Frank's thermos rides shotgun. The last sun leaks into the rearview like a soft siren. Not a warning. A permission. My phone buzzes once. Unknown number voicemail. I let it be a lesson. Text from Maya. Estate handled. Me. Done. Binders tidy. Good. Then here's your last assignment. Write a 3-line policy for yourself. Put it in your wallet. I pull into a rest stop, fish out a receipt, and write, no cash on crisis. All help in writing. Boundaries first. Always. I slip it behind my license like a private statute. The radio tries to sell me a truck. I don't need bigger anything. I need less of what almost ruined me. Phone buzz Aunt Joe. Aunt Joe. Voicemail. Proud of you. If he calls me to triangulate, I'll say, love you. Call your father's attorney. In writing. That sentence saved my sister more than once. Might save you both. I save the message. Not because I'll forget, but because hearing someone else say in writing is oxygen. 8:45 p.m. State line. The Ohio sign shrinks. On the center console, the postcard draft file sits in the done divided by folder like a medal I didn't want and earned anyway. Text from Maya, final ping. Last thing. If he comes with accountability, job stub, budget, therapy receipts, you can open a new gate with new rules. Until then, no contact without counsel. Proud of you. Also, eat something green. Me. Copy. Adding broccoli to the protocol. A beat. Then she sends a laughing emoji I didn't know she owned. Her mother lost a house and taught Maya a language. Maya taught me to speak it boring. Documented, enforceable. That's not a love story. But it might be the only kind that loves you back when storms show up, the road unspools, the night is clean. I don't feel vanished. I feel present for once, in a life that finally has terms and conditions I'm willing to sign. Montage plays like receipts flipping in a ledger. Aiden. Couch surfing 2 weeks at Kyle's, then a month-to-month sublet off Sawmill. A text arrives in writing a first. No insults. Just a request to schedule the storage pickup with police standby. We do it by the book. 20 minutes, body cams on, chain of custody photos, signatures. No drama. Boxes leave like weather. Me. Morning coffee that doesn't taste like negotiation. I walk my own kitchen without hearing the word control thrown like confetti. Ramirez family. A Saturday garage sweep and a thank you note that says, your disclosures were so clean the inspector had nothing clever to say. A house that used to host arguments now hosts pancakes. Natural consequences aren't cinematic. They're administrative. That's the point. Here's what the last month taught me on the screen. Slow, legible, boring in the best way. What the psychology looked like and why boundaries worked. Entitlement in plain clothes. You chose to be generous is a fancy way to say your no doesn't count. When someone convinces you that your no is abuse, that's gaslighting. Enablers aren't always villains. Sometimes they're friends who want the party to continue because free is fun. Remove the subsidy, and the chorus goes quiet. Narcissist versus narrative. I wasted years trying to out-argue a story where love equals access. The only edit that worked was access requires accountability. Boundaries is not equal to punishment. They're conditions. Yes, if, and no, until, are bridges. Always and never are cliffs. The internal script change. I stopped asking, am I a bad father? And started asking, am I enabling? Different question, better answers. Pocket line I keep. I'm not ending a relationship. I'm ending unlimited access to my labor. What the law actually did. Not feelings, procedures. U.S., Ohio context. Not legal advice, talk to counsel where you live. Trespass and notice. Owner withdrew consent in writing. Police responded to facts, not family roles. Case number plus ring audio plus mic announcements equals documentation beats drama. No trespass affidavit. Filed with PD. Turns future appearances into clean enforcement instead of arguments. Civil standby. Scheduled lock change with officers present. It prevents the scene. It doesn't win an argument. You don't need to win one. HELOC shielding. Fraud alerts plus credit freezes plus lender compliance email with the sentence, primary owner consent required. That line is gold. Mail and address games. USPS informed delivery caught a pending change. Screenshot and a stop notice to the MRC Mail Recovery Center. HOA preempt. Denied a bogus garage studio request submitted by a non-owner. Ask your HOA to flag owner-only submissions. Wire fraud discipline. Title divided by escrow verified by callback you initiate to a number you find, not the email signature. No routing numbers in email. Ever. Sale terms that lower blood pressure. Cash. No contingencies. No appraisal. 7-day escrow. Buyer pays title. Private showings only. You don't need top dollar. Inventory and transfer. Photos. Timestamps. Chain of custody stickers. 10-day pickup window. Police standby required. If unclaimed after notice. Dispose divided by donate per statute in writing. What the money said, and why math beat guilt. Cost. Of. Enabling. XLSX. Said to $3,600. Divided by month. Tilde $43,200. Divided by year. Numbers ended the fairy tale that generosity fixes toxic. Net proceeds plan mine. Steal the structure, not the amounts. 6 months expenses in a dedicated high-yield savings. POD set. A no-crisis cash policy. I never hand cash into chaos. If help exists, it routes through conditions, job, budget, therapy receipts. Automatic transfers to a charitable DAF I actually believe in, so no to enabling stays a yes to something real. Estate and paper that stopped future fires. Boring wins. Will updated. Specific bequests. Residuary to charity. Executor, not the problem. Beneficiaries changed. 401k, divided by IRA divided by brokerage. TOD divided by podset. Confirmations filed. Healthcare POA. And durable POA. New agents. Durable is springing, not standing. Scopes narrowed. Digital estate. Password managers emergency access. Aunt Joe. Letter of intent. 1 page, plain, no cosign, no loans, no use of my credit. Any help requires 6 months of sober living, verifiable employment, and a working budget. Binder plus cloud. Estate binder at home. Encrypted copy in cloud. Council has inventories. If I get knocked off my bike, the paperwork rides on. The boundary checklist, printable, taping to my fridge. All requests in writing. If it can't survive a keyboard, it won't survive my wallet. No cash on crisis. Resources route through conditions or community supports. Not my pocket. Proof precedes access. Job stubs, budget, receipts, then conversation. Paper before people. Deed, notices, case numbers, logs. I bring facts. I leave feelings at the threshold. Police for violations, not arguments. I don't debate safety with people who benefit from chaos. Civil standby for transitions. Locks, pickups, key exchanges scheduled, documented, credit frozen by default. Unfreeze briefly, refreeze immediately. Alerts on. Wire by voice verify only. I call the number I found, not the one they sent. Estate stays current. If relationships change, beneficiaries change. Ink beats intention. Language discipline. I don't say, evicted my kid. I say, ended unlimited access to my labor. It was the door great into an is to and down year. A tiny decision tree. The card in my wallet. Did the request arrive in writing? No, please put it in writing. Stop here. Yes, next box. Does it include proof of accountability? Job divided by therapy, divided by budget, dates, receipts. No, happy to talk when you have documentation. Stop. Yes, next. Can I help without becoming the system through time-limited, condition-based support? No, I can't support this. Here are resources. Yes, here are the conditions, the timeline, and the exit. What I'd tell the version of me holding that cake. You can love someone and still say no to the version of them that burns your house down slowly. Boundaries aren't mean. They're the first aid you apply to a bleeding life. If your no only counts when it's convenient for the other person, you don't have a relationship, you have a subscription. Cancel it. Use short sentences around long patterns. Leave. In writing. No. Not until. Replace speeches with systems. Replace hope with protocol. Replace guilt with math. If he ever comes back with proof instead of a story, my gate has hinges. That's the difference between withdrawing and disappearing. One keeps you human, the other keeps you haunted. For now, the backyard is quiet. Pancakes sizzle next door. My phone rests face down on a table that no longer hosts negotiations. The house is gone. The noise is gone. The terms and conditions remain written, dated, enforceable. That's not revenge. That's adulthood. Dawn at the Outer Banks comes in grayscale first, then the ocean inks the horizon with a line so straight it recalibrates your spine. I park facing the water. No soundtrack. Just wind and tide unediting the night. The garage remote, the last relic, sits on the dash like a prop from a show that wrapped months ago. I take out my wallet. Behind my license is the receipt. I turned into a private statute. No cash on crisis. All help in writing. Boundaries first. Always. 3 lines. Enough law for one life. I scrolled to boundaries, protocol. MD Maya's file. Read it once more. The way you read a map before hiking. A trail alone. The text doesn't feel like punishment anymore. It feels like railings on a high stair. I open postcard. 40. TXT. One last time. The 40 words that ended a contract and started a life. You said you wanted me gone. I'm granting your wish. The house is being sold. I'm traveling and unreachable. You now have the independence you demanded. Thomas, I don't edit, don't annotate, don't explain. Some truths don't need adjectives. The remote is still on the dash. It used to flatten arguments into obedience, a click that turned entitlement into a door rising. I thumb the plastic, then roll the window down and drop it into a public trash bin by the boardwalk. Not dramatic, just accurate. Access returned to reality. I walk the pier with coffee cooling in my hand. A gull heckles the sunrise. A boy with a fishing rod asks his father, "Do we wait or do we move?" The father says, "We wait on purpose." I keep walking. A silent amen in a windbreaker. Phone buzz. Unknown number voicemail. I let it pass. When it finishes, I play it on speaker. Not because I want to be moved, but because I refuse to be spooked by the past. Aiden voicemail, halting. I got the storage boxes. I'm staying somewhere for now. I have a line on a warehouse job. They want pay stubs. I'll text you in writing if it happens. Don't call. That's all. It isn't repentance. It's a complete sentence. Progress, measured in punctuation. I text Maya the transcription and file it under 7, communications with the tag tone, neutral. She replies with a thumbs up and one line. If proof arrives, we evaluate conditions, not feelings. The tide pushes and pulls like a good therapist, no advice, only gravity. I sit on a bench and draft the only speech I owe myself. It's 6 lines, not 40. Love without conditions becomes enabling. Boundaries without empathy become punishment. The work is both, compassion with terms. Paper beats performance because paper remembers. Silence beats chaos because silence measures. Withdrawing isn't disappearing. It's choosing where you live. I save it as living, terms, TXT. It joins the binder, the drive, and the card behind my license. The engineer in me likes redundancies. The father in me needs them. I think of the 3 anchors that steered this story. The mic, the moment I took my voice back from a crowd. The remote, the symbol of access I stopped financing. The postcard, the hinge that closed a door without slamming it. Objects don't heal anything. They just keep you honest about what you touched and what touched you back. Text from Aunt Jo. Saw a photo of pancakes from the Ramirez's. Good omen. Proud of you. Me too. Pancakes beat apologies. The wind lifts, and somewhere behind me a couple argues about directions without raising their voices. It sounds like adulthood. 2 maps, 1 car. No winner. Just a destination. I open cost. Off. Enabling. XLSX. Out of habit, and then close it for the first time without adding anything. The sheet is finished. The balance is not a secret and not a shame. It's a number that no longer speaks for me. Phone buzz. Text from Aiden. Short. Shift starts Monday. Will send pay stub if I keep it 2 weeks. Don't respond. I don't. I file it. The man I am now doesn't narrate progress. He logs it. I walk back to the car. The remote is gone. The dashboard feels emptied of ritual. I slide the wallet back into my pocket and, out of muscle memory, glance at the spot where the family photo used to sit in my old house. There's only windshield and ocean now. It is enough. One last checklist before I drive. Estate binder front seat. Insurance cards updated. Credit frozen. Beneficiaries current. Protocol memorized. Guilt not a compass. Respect isn't begged. It's enforced by actions and kept in writing. If he comes back with proof instead of stories, my gate has hinges and a guard who knows his job. Until then, the mic is silent. The postcard is sent. And the ocean draws a boundary no one argues with. I start the car. No victory music. Just the turn signal counting down to a life with terms and conditions I finally agreed to. Fade out on water doing what water does, holding a line and letting everything else move. If you've made it this far, here's my takeaway written as plainly as I can. No is a complete sentence. You don't owe anyone a soliloquy for protecting your peace. Love without boundaries is just enabling. Empathy, without accountability, becomes a subsidy for toxic patterns. I spent years trying to out-explain gaslighting, negotiate with narcissist logic, and keep the family brand intact while my mental health bled out. The day I stopped performing and started documenting notices, case numbers, written evidence was the day my anxiety finally had somewhere to sit down. Paper isn't cold. Paper is calm. Here are the rules I'm keeping. I help in writing, not in chaos. I don't fund crises. I fund conditions, proof of work, a budget, therapy receipts. I call police for violations, not arguments. I keep my credit frozen and my estate updated so love can't be weaponized through paperwork. And when guilt tries to dress up as morality, I ask one question. Am I caring for the person or for the problem that keeps them from becoming one? Protecting your mental health isn't selfish. It's how you stay human enough to offer real help when help is earned. Now I want to hear from you. AITA for drawing a line and enforcing it. What would you have done in my situation? Keep paying and hope for gratitude, or pull the plug and let consequences teach what lectures couldn't? And your turn, Reddit. Have you dealt with an entitled family member or a serial enabler circle? Drop your survival tips, scripts that worked, and boundary checklists below. Be honest, be kind, and most of all, be clear.